Well, you two, you always on here first. So when the bruise was on my arm like that. So we finna get started. Uh, in that order. Um, so y'all are on first as usual. So we just getting started. I got YouTube on. Instagram ready to roll. So let's get Instagram started first. Oh my God. Okay. So, mm, well, Instagram is not going to be an option today. So we'll just roll on to this. We are in the 5-ish hour. You all, let's go and get Facebook started. How about we do that? Let's go and get Facebook started. We're going to get TikTok started. Facebook, you are on the air. Oh, the sessions are live. Y'all, I don't know what's going on right now because it always say trying to reconnect or something like that, y'all. We always having technical difficulties. It seems like YouTube is the only one that be in good working order. YouTube is already on. We already start YouTube so we can get the kinks out, but it seems to be a lot of kinks on here today. You all, I've had people trolling my profile and everything like that. So I'm just gonna get ready to bring y'all on in. You all, so while everybody's getting on in, let's just go ahead and get it started. We need it, man. What you mean? We about to go. Get to go. Get to go, girl. Them had Framer to change our introduction music, and I started listening here. We can't come in when we don't practice our part. We ain't. So that's what's going on today. So what she want us to do? I don't know, but I told her we have to come in and practice. Yes. Awful came through dripping, and that's what we gonna do. All right. That's my scripture. I said neither is being unfashionable. But you do that every Sunday. Every Sunday. She done let the devil use her today, and he gonna use me as well. I don't believe. He can use me. Come on, sing along, choir. He don't let the devil use you. He gonna use me too. You don't let the devil use you. He don't use me too. He's taking that some reason for you to act a fool. You don't let the devil use you. He gonna use me too. Use me. Some of y'all let the devil use you. Keep thinking that's the reason for you to act the fool. You don't let the devil use you. He gonna use me. All right, let's go, group. Yeah. Some of y'all that let the devil use you. He gonna use me too. He can use me. Uh, today, not today, Satan. You can't have me. But some of y'all let the devil use y'all. Let's get this crack-a-lacking. The views and opinions expressed on this program are at the sole discretion of Sunday afternoon sessions, the chair. All information is seen as allegedly unless backed up by factual information.
This platform is protected by the First Amendment and is for the entertainment plus information only. Houston, Texas, Baltimore, Maryland, Phoenix, Arizona, Los Angeles, California, Ocala, Florida, Chicago, Illinois, Dallas, Texas, the United Kingdom, and South Africa. Thank you for your support. Continue to watch the Sunday afternoon sessions each first and third Sunday of the month. 6ish Eastern Standard Time, 5ish Central Standard Time. Your source for hood news with boots on the ground. What y'all doing over there? The Orange Mound Collaborative Group is a collection of organizations throughout the Memphis area designed to bring resources and programs together for the betterment of our community. The Meta Association is a nonprofit organization that focuses on mental health in several areas across the country. The vast knowledge of its governing board possess over 50 years in mental health and disability advocacy. See the Meta Association's Facebook page for more information. Lavish Candle Company, Curtisha Doggett, founder and CEO, making candles and event scents. On Facebook at Lavish Scents Candles and Events. Instagram at Lavish Candle Co. And visit www.lavishscentcandleco.com. Don's Delectable Cookies, Cakes, and Brownies. Dawn Shepard is the owner, and you can visit her on Facebook at Dawn's Delectables, on Instagram, or at Dawn's Delectables. Just Sharing Love Candles and Creations. Angela Townsend is the owner. You can reach her at 901 306 0649. That's 901 306 0649. Email justs12021 at gmail.com. You can also reach her on Facebook at Just Sharing Love Candles Creations. Melodies of Colors. Roshunda Adams Simmons is the founder and CEO. This organization was founded as a nonprofit to help benefit abused women and young girls, with an emphasis on domestic violence. They also have event space for rent for all of your needs, such as parties and pop-up shops. You can visit Melodies of Colors on Facebook and the Whitehaven Pop-Up Shops and Vendors group. Melodies of Colors. Roshunda Adams Simmons. So, y'all, it's a lot going on, y'all, and I thought that everything would be kind of calmed down once everything and we was late getting on. We weren't late. We never late on YouTube, y'all. Go subscribe to all my, not subscribe, but go follow all of my platforms. You all can, everybody do me a favor and do that. It's something funky going on with Instagram. I don't know what's going on with Instagram, but I'm gonna put the TikTokers on y'all real quickly, because Instagram is acting a nut. But I want y'all to go follow all of my profiles. Can you do me a favor? Just follow every last one of them. Follow my Instagram, my Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, and go subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'm just putting the TikTokers on. Since I got a minute before we get into all of this. All right, the TikTokers are on you all. So let me set that right there. The TikTokers are on. So y'all, I'm on 3 platforms today. We don't know what's going on with Instagram. They just threw a curveball. What's up, everybody that is on? Thank you. I just found out that the Memphis Police Department, ladies and gentlemen, has hacked into my thing. They watching me, y'all. They watching me, and and it's coming from what I know and what they trying to get out of me. So they just waiting on me to do something really terrible so they could try to lock me up and stop me from talking. However, what you have meant for me, God meant for good, you all. So it ain't gonna happen in that order. So therefore, I'm not playing with no mess like that. What my format at, y'all? Yeah, because we'll be testing this stuff. Y'all, we was really ready to go at 5 today. We was testing this stuff and everything like that. And we definitely had everything working. But then as soon as we started to get ready to go on the air, everything was not as copacetic as it should be in that order. So Instagram, I don't know what's going on over there, but we'll figure that out after. So, you all, early voting started this week, and early voting was I thought, and I just told a real close friend of mine, I thought that but you can join me on TikTok, Instagram, all of those platforms, YouTube. You could join me on YouTube. YouTube seems to be doing fine and storing all of these shows. So YouTube is seems to be doing great when it comes to this. But yeah, just as soon as we push start, everything started messing up. Uh, I've been on the phone with Comcast for the past 2 weeks to find out why our internet over here is never working. When I first moved into this house, it was always working. It will work from one end of the street to the other. So something has went on their behalf. And as much money as I pay for Xfinity, it should be working 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, without any interruptions. But anyway, we'll cross that bridge when it comes. So anyway, anywho, so the first week of early voting, early voting started on Friday. So we had a lot of candidates that were getting ready for early voting, and a lot of candidates that was getting ready, and going on and doing certain things. So I want to talk a little bit about, uh, uh, hey everybody over there on TikTok, how you doing? Let me predicate this by saying this: we have reserved space for Rachel Hurley to call in uh, to the show. I've researched her. I've talked to her. I haven't talked to her. Well, we've been on Facebook back and forth. Y'all know I don't get into that back and forth. I explained that this morning on the PSA. I don't get back and forth with people on Facebook because I'm not a texter. Okay. I like to talk to you face to face, over the telephone, however you want to do it, because I have nothing to hide for the simple fact that uh I have nothing to hide, so I ain't worried about nobody recording me or nothing, because I'm gonna tell you exactly what's on my mind. TikTokers, what's going on over there? So uh uh I just want to start this. I put a slew of candidates that were running for certain offices. Of course, I'm a bona fide Democrat. I'm an EC, Executive Committee Chairman of District 10, which is County Commission District 10, who our current County Commissioner is Brittany Thornton. Our County Commissioner elect is LaShawna Rudd. So
I have enjoyed service in District 10 for almost the last 2 years as the chairman. Um, I was also chairman of the Grassroots Council when there was a Grassroots Council in the Shelby County Democratic Party. So basically, our job, everybody's asking me, well, what is our job? Our job is really to get out the vote. Make people aware of democratic ideals, make people aware of democratic positions on certain things. And we might not always agree with certain positions on anything, but just like I said, there are different kind of Democrats, just like there are different kind of Republicans. There are MAGA Republicans. There are far right Republicans. There are moderate Republicans. Same thing with the Democratic Party. Conservative Republicans as well. There are conservative Democrats. You might not see a lot of them, but there are conservative Democrats. There are far left Democrats. And there are moderate Democrats, which I am. Okay? So I possess a thing of common sense thinking, you all. Common sense thinking. Okay? So I put a slew of candidates that I was supporting up on the thing. Up on my stories, which is Sade Bradley. She's running for county commission up in District 1. And I've been heavily involved with her campaign. Tamika Abrams, who's running for State Senate, District 33. You all, my district. Anything that encompasses my district, which is MSCS School Board 9, City Council District 4, Super District 8, which includes positions 1, 2, and 3. And see, what I'm spewing out now, the average voter doesn't know. Okay? MSCS School Board 9, which I ran for, County Commission District 10, State Senate District 33, and State Representative District 93. But the average voter nowadays don't know that. And I experienced that when I went in to vote on the first day of early voting. People are going in looking for a name. They're not looking at what positions that they're for. They're not looking for anything like that. Okay? Because I said it before and I said it again, a write-in campaign is very hard. Very difficult to get somebody, those machines already malfunctioning. So to get somebody to stand there and write somebody's name in, very difficult, because most of what I saw, and I said this on the live earlier this week, most of what I saw, you all, were elderly people going in there and voting. I can count on one hand when I was at Glenview, and I was there the entire day, how many young people, or people even my age, Gen Xers, that came up there to vote. I think everybody's giving up. And I have to be honest, because that's how I am. The party really hasn't galvanized. The state party really hasn't galvanized. Okay, so we got to figure out another strategy when we're talking about being Democrats and we're fighting Republicans and we're saying that they're racist and everything else. Where is the fight? Where's the fight? If these people are racist and everything else that everybody's saying that they are, then where's the fight? Okay, we're sitting here steady complaining amongst each other while we stabbing each other in the back. I add more to it before I take it back. While we sitting here doing these things and everything like that, I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, it is very difficult to get someone to write in a name. It's a hurdle. Yeah, it's a hurdle, baby. It's a hurdle because I'm seeing that. I'm just out there. I'm taking my time at the voting thing, and I'm watching all around and what these people are doing. It's people that are asking the poll workers to come in and help them. They can't tell you who to vote for. They're not supposed to do that. So, you got these folks got all this literature in their hand. Y'all think that these elderly people are reading that stuff? They coming in looking for a name. And if you haven't been around those elders like that and everything like that, and they don't know you and can't remember you, it's just how it is. You can't rely on too many young people that are getting out here to vote. You all, because they fighting each other, they job position, all of these other things. You're right. I am working at Dave Wills. Very few young voters. I'm telling you. So this is going to be decided by our elderly population. It really is. And I'm just dead serious on all of that. It's just going to be. So, and it's going to take a visionary. So I'm also supporting a couple of people who are running for the TNDP, executive committee women and executive committee men. Notoria Carpenter up there running for 29. And let me explain to y'all what the TNDP is. The TNDP is the state party. See, a lot of Democrats so-called Democrats, don't understand what the state party is. They don't understand what the state party does. Okay? You all, I've been a Democrat a very long time. I've been to Washington, and everything else that a supposed Democrat has supposed to been done. I spoke on the United States Senate floor talking about Medicare and Medicaid, and that wasn't even at the behest of a Democrat. It was behest of the independent, Bernie Sanders. Okay? But I went up there representing the Democratic Party when I did that. So I have been all over this country carrying that D. Okay? Now, that just because you carry that D doesn't mean that you can't work with the people on the other side of the aisle. That is a very important key to being an effective legislator, you are. A very important key. And it's not bowing down to them. It's about give and take. But if you go, I'm going to tell you the same thing that was echoed to me when I had made my return to Nashville for that third grade retention law. They were just in the car. Damon, you too radical. Don't go up there calling those people racist. Don't go up there and calling them out their name. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. But now the flip side of it, some of these main folks that took me up there was telling me this garbage are the main ones that talking about these folks are racist and all of this other stuff. So y'all got to be one way for me because I'm always one way. Ain't no question nobody can ask me that I'm sitting up here talking about I didn't say that, and I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't got no reason to. Also, elderly population need to know the status quo is if we want to change the vote for change, we can't just vote on popularity when the recognition we got to get vote for the people. I'm telling you, Antonio, I agree. That's actually out here doing the work. And just like everybody was mad about me, it's folks was going in there in Glenview telling me I skipped over that school board race. And then a couple people came out and said, I wrote your name in. They ain't forgot. Okay, that school board is mighty quiet, y'all. Pay attention. So, anyway, how I meet Justin Pearson. I want to also give a shout out to Tyra Turner Clesson, who's running for the TNDP. Okay, I ain't got enough time to explain to y'all how the TNDP works on today. Okay, but those are some key names I want y'all to hit that button on. Some key names I want y'all to hit that button on. Remember, Notoria Carpenter, Sade Bradley, Tyra Turner Clesson, and Tamika Abrams. Tamika Abram without the S, y'all. So how did I meet Justin Pearson? I met Justin Pearson, you all, during a protest. Somebody actually sent him to me. Do y'all remember when I protested out in front of City Hall? And I laid on the ground because that man had died at Cookout during that snowstorm. Y'all know I had been on Jim Strickland's ass about the elderly, disabled, and the unhoused population. Had been on his ass. before anybody went out and started a nonprofit, before, just like Carnita Atwater, who I'm supporting for governor, just like Carnita Atwater. I ain't got to my governor and my congressional. I'm already supporting Justin Pearson for congressional district 9, hands down. And we'll get to 5 in a minute. So what I'm trying to figure out, and when I talked to Justin for the first time, I saw this Afro walking around the corner with a trench coat on, and came around, and he was out there. Dr. Atwater was out there. There was a whole bunch of people that was out there. I had black people, white people, Hispanic people, everybody that was out there protesting that man that had passed away over there at that cookout. Because people were talking about the hospital released them, the city of Memphis doing their rigmarole and everything like that. You have to know how to handle the unhoused population when it comes to them, because most unhoused people have disabilities, okay? I have helped unhoused people get their Social Security started, okay? You have to actually know, y'all, I've been trained on this stuff. This ain't something that I just come out and say, hey, I'm finna do. I've been trained on this stuff. Look up what the TNDID is. Department of Intellectual Developmental Disabilities is the TNDA DA program now. Look and see exactly what that is. Do your research. Because most people who are unhoused, see, you got to understand it's a law that you can't refuse those people service when they go to the hospital. You can't refuse medical attention. That's a federal law. You can't do that. So they might put anything on their paperwork. They'll treat them, release them back out on the street. And one of the most heartbreaking unhoused people that I met was a man in stage 4 cancer that lived over here in Orange Mound. Very heartbreaking. Terrence Harris guy harassing T.L. Harris, harassing Reverend I don't even want to talk about T.L. Harris, because Pearl Walker, you better get your boy. Because I told y'all when he ran up on me, that man needs some more rehab. I think he's still institutional. Y'all getting off on a tangent. Hold on. Y'all get me off track. Because I've been watching. And I know Elder Tappan from way back. I know Elder Tappan. Know him very well. But anyway, so Justin, out of nowhere, came over there and he participated. Y'all remember when we got in front of City Hall, laid on the trolley tracks, and with our blankets laid over us in a show. They said one of the most powerful protests that ever happened in the Memphis since the bridge. Calling awareness to this thing. I was called down to City Hall and nothing happened. After that, nothing happened. That's why I don't have too much trust in their system. Is that we have a brand new homeless shelter downtown discharging the people that can't afford to get. See, that's what I'm saying. Monetizing poverty. I know what you're talking about. So I just wanted to get into, how because I'm going into another segment that I need to really move on. But that's how I met Justin Pearson. Fighting the fight. I told him I heard a lot about him. And I was honored that he came down there to, and this is even before he was a state representative, y'all. Keep that in mind. This is even before he ran. And he came down there and we started talking about the environment and things that he was trying to do back then, you all. So, like I said, I'm going to give Rachel Hurley a chance to call in. And I hope somebody tagged in this live. It ain't about bashing you, baby. I want to get your point of view. I've done my research on you. I took time out of my day to do my research on you. Okay? So it's not about any of that. But ever since then, me and Justin been running ever since. I campaigned for him when he ran for District 86 because everybody knows that I was close to Barbara Cooper. Okay? I campaigned for him. When he got elected, we were still working. That AXI, all that other stuff, I wasn't heavily involved, but this police stuff that was going on, parents that were losing out. I mean, He was on our side when we fought the school board the first time, school board 5, where they was trying to almost drug him out of there, but they did drag me. So, that's another story for another time. If you really listen to Miss Priestley's presentation, and y'all, I could say when I went to that congressional kickoff, that was what I was used to when Harold Ford Sr. ran the first time, when Harold Ford Jr. ran the first time, because I was heavily involved in those campaigns. I was actually an intern, just like Justin. I was actually an intern in the 9th Congressional District under Harold Ford Jr. when I was a young man about his age. So I don't understand why people are talking about, he can't be an activist and he can't be an elected official, and all of this jazz. We got to have some people in office that's going to bring the fight to these people that are oppressing us, you all. And it ain't just black people that are oppressing us. It is also white people. I meant to flip that. It ain't only white people that are oppressing us, it's black people too. Your own people sitting up here oppressing you in the same token, in that same order. I'm telling you. And I know it from. I know. And my nephew was screaming, "Don't touch that! Don't touch that! Don't touch that!" And I touched it. But anyway, that's for my TikTokers. What's going on? He said, "What he tell me? I told you not to touch it." So anyway, I think that Representative Pearson has done a good job for fighting for the things that this community needs. Over policing and we occupied as hell, which I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of the police department, and neither is he. I'm not a fan, and it's not that I'm not a fan of law enforcement. It's I'm not a fan of the corruption. Let me put it to you like that. There's no realm being raised by veterans. There is no realm of reason that the National Guard should be in there occupying this city. They need to be out doing something else and protecting this country. Okay, so I think we got the military mixed up, but to each his own. Okay, you're going to believe what you're going to believe in that order, in that particular order. So it's just what it is. So that was a congressional kickoff. That was a rally. And it was white people, Hispanic. I even met a young Hispanic man from AOC's district up there in New York City. So we're not going to keep on playing these games, y'all. We got to stop playing these games. We got to really stop playing these games. Okay? We really got to stop playing these games. Definitely got to stop playing these games. Hey, everybody over there on TikTok, I'm sorry about that mishap. But we really got to stop playing these games. And we got a lot of games, man. But y'all, it would amaze you how many high-profile people in this city don't want stuff to change. Black folk that are sitting here on this TikTok and on this Facebook trolling my pages. Some very high-profile people, like the superintendent of schools. I'm finna call some names, like Deidre Malone, like Janice Swearinger Washington, like J.B. Smiley, the ones who ain't blocked me, like London Lamar under a fake page, like Tawana Murphy under a fake page. If you want to block me out of your life, why do you want to know what I'm doing and what I have going on? That's just food for thought, y'all. Just food for thought. Just food for thought. That's just a thank y'all for the gifts over here on TikTok. I don't even know what that means. What that mean? Okay, you explain to me later. Okay. Well, anyway, so it is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. I'm supporting Justin Pearson for Congressional District 9 because I feel that he can do the job. He's been doing the job. I have seen him do the job. I have worked beside him doing the job. Okay? Snakes in the grass, not trying to hide. Oh, no, come on, Kel. You know they ain't trying to hide. You know they're not trying to hide. Snakes in the grass. Now, that's a good thing. Snakes in the grass trying not to hide. They're not hiding. They're not hiding. TikTokers, what we got going on over here? So, anyway, I'm supporting Justin. It was a nice event. Before I discuss Rachel Hurley, who I met, I'm going to give her an opportunity to call in. Somebody tag her in here, 901-649-5827. I sent the invitation out. This is not an invitation to bash her. I just have questions to ask. Okay? When you're talking about representing my district, and then we got time carved out in this show to have her call in. So we'll go. They want people that they can control, but we need a change. Same folks in these seats not doing the work. They not. They doing what they told to do. I'll tell you, I'll give you that. They're doing what they're told to do in that order. So, anyway, let's move on, you all. So, because I saved a lot of that, you know. We got back to school going on, y'all. So let's go back. And I might go back if she doesn't call in. We need Justin. We do. Y'all, I'm getting old. So everybody's sitting up there talking about, I told everybody, ask everybody that was sitting around me. Y'all, I'm getting old. I got grandchildren that are coming up and everything like that. I said, I don't need to be sitting up here bothered with this foolishness. I even told TJ Hardaway, running for District 93, his father's district, G.A. Hardaway. I even told him, I'm going to let y'all have this, man. I even told Mika them that. I said, I'm going to let y'all have this. I'm too old. I'm too old to be sitting up here arguing with people who don't even have common sense. But let's move on. So I know we've all seen the video of the singer. Was it Tank or was it somebody? I don't think it was Tank. It was somebody else, wasn't it? Who was it? What was trying to take the phone, his phone, from his wife, and the stepson was sitting there hollering, "Get off my mama, get off my mama." He said he would as soon as I get. If I know everybody has seen the viral clip go viral, or the man trying to take the phone from the lady. See, here's another thing that I don't appreciate, and I made a post about that today. I don't. Now, however you want to weigh in on that, here's one thing. I mean, y'all know domestic violence is very, very close to my heart. And we need to understand what domestic violence is versus what it's not. Okay? Now, a lot of people's like, well, he shouldn't have put his hands on her. But another thing about it is you don't go taking folks' property. If you believe your husband is cheating or you believe your wife is cheating, then what you need to do is leave. Point blank and simple. It don't have to get into no domestic situation. The man said he was going to leave as soon as you gave him his property. Give him his property. That was simple as that. But we're not thinking about that anymore. We got people. I've been reading the comments and everything else. Well, he shouldn't put his hands on her. Why should the boy sitting there whispering he should intervene? As soon as that boy intervene, the shit gonna become a situation that it should not become. Okay? Tigger. That's what it was. Tigger. That's who it was. Tigger. So why can't the polls be open on Sundays? They're open in Atlanta. I don't know. That's a state thing. Tigger. So what I'm saying is I don't care about the reason, because see, we always have people who are out here, and that's one thing I can't, and y'all I love, because I raised 3 millennials. Well, 2 millennials and a Gen Z. So what I can't stand about millennials, they're always looking for an excuse for bad behavior. They're always looking for an excuse for bad behavior. You can tell them that the sky is blue, and they're going to say, well, it's not blue because I don't feel that it's blue. And see, you mess around with Gen Xers, they'll tell you in a minute, and this comes from South Memphis, fuck your feelings. I mean, because that's how we was raised. Not saying that we don't have empathy and sympathy for certain things, but it's just what it is. So when I'm reading through the comments, and y'all know I've passed legislation on domestic violence. One thing that I cannot fathom in my mind, I was working, I work with that legislation on getting the ankle monitors with G.A. Hardaway. I worked on that legislation as far as that went. Monitoring. I worked on that legislation. So what I'm trying to say is we got to be careful, and women especially, be careful when doing a fine line in these domestic violence situations. Okay, a fine line in these domestic violence situations. So we need to be very clear about what we're doing, and talking about, oh, my husband put his hands on me just because I wanted him to open his phone and find out if he's cheating or not. If you believe that he's cheating, baby, I'm gonna tell you like Medea say, he probably is. If you suspect that he's cheating, he probably is. And I ain't the best on relationships, but I'm just telling you, you got to be careful, because just like I just said today, we passed legislation. We work with the judicial commissioners long time ago, back in 2012, 2010, 2012, after my sister had passed due to domestic violence, about these frivolous orders of protection. They have returned. They're clocking the courts. They're clogging up the court time and everything like that. You can go over there. You used to couldn't do that after we had passed that legislation. You used to couldn't do that. So now they're coming back, and anybody can go downtown and say, anybody said, if I said ass to you, you can go down there and put an order of protection on it. And then it ought to be some kind of consequences. And I think that's what I'm finna work on this next legislative session. There ought to be some kind of consequences with y'all going down there and lying and putting their order protections on people without any proof, anything else. Saying, well, oh, he just harassed me because I don't like what he said on Facebook. But you're not my Facebook friend. See, that kind of stuff is downgrading the importance of domestic violence. And there's a trigger for me, because that's how my sister got killed. If you got to go look for something, it's probably there. That's what I'm saying. And it's going to kill. And I hate that, because that happened to me. Got me in a year-long court battle. It was a total lie. And it's sitting at the TBI right now, because you got a school board member who lied, who falsified a police report. That's a felony. And Steve Morrow refused to prosecute. Because of what somebody else said about these connections and everything else that's going on in this thing. But as far as Tigger go, You know, I don't think it was a situation where he was trying to do any harm to that lady. And it shouldn't be perceived in that way. Get a man his property, call it a wash. If he cheat, leave him. Period. And some people, I know some people gonna say, well, it ain't that easy when you sit up. Look, I'm talking about in the moment. Get a man his phone, iron everything else out. If the man want to leave, you can't stop him from leaving. What you gonna do? The man is not finna leave and leave his phone there. Give him his phone, he'll leave. The little boy in the he in there hollering, get out my mama. Why don't you just go? Why don't you just go? And he said, well, as soon as she give me my phone, I'm out. We got as human beings to learn how to defuse situations. But anyway, y'all, I've been watching some real good movies. I just for the first time don't talk about me, y'all, because I don't watch too much TV no more. I be late. It be 2 or 3 movies that been out for 3 or 4 years, and I just be watching. I watched King Richard today. Story of Venus and Serena's dad. Will Smith was the lead. Very good movie. Wasn't too much in depth enough for me. Now somebody, one of my viewers had told me to watch the movie Stepfather with Taye Diggs. Y'all, that was a good movie. Although I did predict the end because it's like a lot of other movies that I've seen. I did predict the end that he was gonna get away and do what it was that he did before. But Taye Diggs it was a fun. It wasn't funny since we on the subject of domestic violence because that was another thing about domestic violence. This man was really whacked out his mind, and with domestic violence, we also have to start talking about mental health. Okay, which these are the things that I'm looking for these elected officials to talking. When like Judge Sheila Bruce Winfrey and all them talking about the mental health court down there. They're trying to get more funding for that. The county commission ain't got no money to take care of the people, but they got money to file lawsuits. Make it make sense. But anyway, you know Tamar Braxton. I'm not a Tamar Braxton fan. You know, I think she's a horrible actress. So I'm just not a fan of Tamar Braxton. I'm not a fan of hers. I'm even not a fan of her singing. But that's another situation for another time. But pretty good movie. Very, very good movie. Somebody had told me watch it. Watch Stepfather. Watch it. It's on Tubi. Watch Stepfather. So I watched it. And it's a really good movie. Short, really good. Got the message across. I like the movies that don't drag out. I like the movies that, don't drag out. But Taye Diggs, he played that part, though. He really did. He played that part. He played it. I love that movie. I really did. I loved it. I really did. I know some people, one of my friends called me. She said, now, I was cheering when he had punched Tamar in her face. I said, now, that ain't nothing to celebrate, but it is a movie. So she thought it was really funny. I said, yeah, I know everybody wants to see Tamar take a punch. But anyway, I ain't talking about violence upon nobody. So anyway, really good movie. Then I watched the Wendy Williams documentary. I watched the Wendy Williams documentary. Y'all, and if y'all haven't seen it, it's going to blow your mind. Because I'm sitting here putting 2 and 2 together. And I watched some behind the scenes stuff about how Sherri Shepherd got Wendy's show from her. And Sherri Shepherd, I love Sherri Shepherd. She's one of my favorite comedians. But if y'all watch that documentary on Wendy Williams, it'll break your heart. However you feel about Wendy, Wendell, Bartholomew, Pookie, however y'all feel about Wendy, it's really sad. It was really sad to watch that documentary. And that woman is like a prisoner now. And then what really got me and what surprised you all is that her son they came to find out, orchestrated all of this stuff to get her money, her fame. Y'all know how she loved Kevin. How she loved Kevin. And then it came to find out her son had colluded with his daddy and had been colluding with him all along to take this stuff from take out everything Wendy got. Become conservatorship. She had even said in the documentary that she don't even talk to her son. She can't have contact with the outside world. That she had to get permission to call Harvey Levin, and he had to speak to her out of her apartment in New York, and he on the ground talking to her, and she's waving in the window. Y'all, it was really eye-opening, the evils of Hollywood, you all. The evils of Hollywood. I mean, just really was very, 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 very eye-opening just to see the evils of Hollywood, you all. Wendy Williams, I actually felt sorry for and what she's going through right now with everything. And to find out it was your own child that actually did this, y'all. I mean, crazy work. That's crazy work, y'all. That's crazy work. I watched and I watched the other movie. I had posted a clip from it because you know the Jeffersons was one of my favorite sitcoms. You know, I always saw myself as George Jefferson when I was younger. You know, moving on up to the east side. But I always was a fan of Isabel Sanford, who played Weezy. What's the name of the movie with Jennifer Lewis in it, y'all? That I had never seen that movie either, and I didn't even know it was produced by Robert Townsend. But if I knew it was produced by Robert Townsend, I know, because I'd watched all his movies back from the 80s and the 90s. Robert Townsend and his partners in crime and all that other stuff he used to do, that variety show he used to do, and everything like that. So, welcome back. What did it say? Welcome back. What's the name of the thing? Or the movie? I ain't got it. I just went off the cuff. It's not down here. Williams. The latest last name was Williams. Speaking of Wendy Williams, the latest last name was Williams. Yeah, the lady was back on week. Put it up so we can see it. I got to find out the name of this movie, so put it up so we can see it. And of course, I've been watching the regulars, Raising Kanan, and the whole 9 yards. So, no, it ain't Welcome Back, Carter. It's it had Jennifer Lewis in it. It had a whole bunch of stars: Liza Minnelli, Dolly Parton, Whoopi Goldberg played her sister. It was produced by Robert Townsend, but I put up a clip the other day where Isabel Sanford was her play mama, and she went up there. She said, "Get on up out of here." She said you were a mess then, and she said she cussed her out about she gave her a nickel when she wanted a dime, and she said she cussed the lady out. She said it must. She said, and it was funny. I have to give y'all the punchline of it. I ain't got time. I ain't got time. But the clip had said, and then she finally said Isabel Sanford had told her, get on out of here. Don't come in my yard. And she said, take them white folks with you. You know how white folks smell after the rain. They smell like wet potato chips. And that sounds like one of them lines from the Jeffersons right there. But anyway. So y'all, then I was watching something else about Orlando Brown and Ray J getting ready for this fight. Y'all, these folks are not well out here. And I don't know if Ray J trying to kill himself. I don't know what his medical condition is, allegedly. I don't know. But to each his own. I was watching some things about Brandy and everything else, you all, and it's sad. It's sad. All these people are sad, y'all. Just like I say, the evils of Hollywood. Like I said, the evils of Hollywood. The things you find out scrolling through Facebook. I ain't seen him on the news. So y'all, breaking news, they have a new clerk has been chosen to serve as Shelby County General Session Court Clerk pro tempore. That means until she get her stuff all done. Tammy Sawyer. So we'll see how that's gonna turn out. God dog. Then they said a Memphis taxpayer has been indicted on federal fraud charges. Let's see who this is, y'all. All right, we at the top of the hour, you all. This was the time that was reserved for Rachel Hurley to call in. So, Rachel Hurley, I'm going to give you a few minutes. If you want to dial in, 901-649-5827. That's 901-649-5827. I gave you the number. Now, I know a lot of people told you, don't call into this show. He going to do this and he going to do. No, I have questions. I have questions about what it was that you did the other day. And I read everything that you sent me. So I would think it would be a courtesy for you to call in and let us talk about it. And then you probably get on the platform that, people will sit here and hear and get your platform out. I'm looking at your platform. Now, some of the people in the comments saying this ain't Memphis. So let's see what this is. A Memphis woman has been indicted and felony filed on tax returns. Federal prosecutor. 29 counts of allegedly in aiding and assisting the preparation. According to the indictment, she worked for a tax preparation business between 2000 and 2024. Prosecutors allege their returns contained false information that results in clients seeking refunds they weren't entitled to. The indictment also alleges that if convicted, she could face 3 years in prison for each tax return. So the lady's name is Lynette Hogue, Hougue. An indictment is only accusation. Okay, now some of the people in the comments saying that she's not. This didn't happen in Memphis, but the article says Memphis, Tennessee. So I don't know what this is about. Well, anyway, you all, I'm gonna give Miss Hurley a few minutes to call in. Somebody can tag her on all the platforms. You can come in on any platform you want to, other than YouTube. You can get in. I can bring you in on TikTok. I can bring you in on Facebook. Miss Hurley, I just want to ask some questions based on the information that you provided for me, based on what I said. Because I just want to get an understanding because I'm from South Memphis. So let me give her grace for just a minute. That give me time to sit up here and pull up anything else anybody want to talk about. Put it in the comment section. You can ask me anything because we really uh switched this show around for her because she sent me a lot of stuff. I read it. I wasn't like everybody else. Oh, it was too much. It was a long post, but I read. That's what I do. I just saw this lady yesterday. Because we're going to break it apart. I mean, we got a lot to dissect from the stuff that you said, Rachel Hurd. It's just, and I want to ask you, I don't want to make, because I don't know you like that. So I don't want to make, I don't want you to sit up here and make it seem like I'm bashing somebody or anything like that, because I remember listening to you when they were asking about the satanic club that they got out at the school. And a lot of people were kind of frowning up at that, but we got to be very careful when we're talking about a democracy. We can't cherry pick what areas of democracy that we want to deal with. And I know a lot of people are involved in the church, and a lot of people got mad at her answer, but Devontae Hill, he gave the same answer. Okay, we can't sit out here and say, well, we don't want this and we don't want that. But when the Republicans do it, y'all say, well, that's against the Constitution. Violating somebody's religious beliefs is against the Constitution. Yeah, church and school are separate, but you have a right to do that. So it doesn't look like Miss Rachel Hurley is going to come in. I'm going to give her one more minute. So I looked on her website. Here's the platform. She said this is what she's fighting for. Because, see, when you talk about South Memphis, you calling my name. Okay? Because I went through all of that mess with that Defense Depot, which is still going on, that Edge board, all that other stuff. So you can't talk about AXI and everything else, that Valero or refinery plant, coal ash, all that other stuff, unless you talk about that Defense Depot and how they contaminated South Memphis, because that was ground zero. Okay? So she wanted to ban congressional stock trading, national data privacy laws, federal data center transparency. Now, here was one that was real interesting for me. Term limits for Congress. I know that's been proposed the last 3 congressional sessions. The Project Working Musicians Act. The Protect Working Musicians Act, excuse me, y'all. This writing is so small. Neighborhood Investment not tourist traps. See, I need to ask some questions about that. I'm not in District 5 anymore. I remained in District 9. Raised the Social Security cap. Now, that's one I'm on board with. Stop pointless wars. Withdraw the Memphis Safe Task Force and ICE. And fund the criminal justice reform. Okay. Here's the thing with Rachel Hurley. I always read something before I form an opinion. Just like I said, when she was talking about that satanic club, a lot of people don't understand now how legislation works. Okay, a lot of people out here voting don't understand how legislation works. So, a lot of this stuff that you said that you're going to fight for is going to call for a vote, which means that the Democrats, you're going under the Democratic Party, which means the Democrats have to be on board with this, and then the Democrats have to be in the majority of power. Right now, Trump has basically all legislative branches, all branches of government. He has the Supreme Court, he has the presidency, and he has both chambers, essentially. And that's really what this redistricting was about. So he could add more seats. Here's the end game with Trump. Trump is trying to serve another term. So to do that, you have to do a congressional act to change the Constitution of the United States of America. That will take the Republicans and MAGA Republicans having a majority. See, when you putting in things like term limits to Congress, see, we don't want to fall into a trap where you're falling into a congressional deal, and then you end up removing the term limits for the president of the United States. See, because when you're talking about Democrat and Republican or whatever party that you're for, independent, whatever Green Party, whatever party that you're for, it has to be concessions made. Well, the Democrats are going to concede on this if they do this. And Republicans are going to concede on this if y'all are willing to do this. That's how that works. And that takes people who has things in diplomacy. But here's what put Rachel Hurley on everybody's radar. You all. When Justin Pearson had his congressional rally the other day, you all, it was open to the public. That's how it was advertised. So when I want to read what she put up to you all. I can't sleep. Something, and it's been shared, something has been on my mind all night. Okay, so she said yesterday 3 members of Congress flew into Memphis. AOC, Ayanna Presley, Priestley, and Summer Lee to stand at the AXI data center with Justin Pearson in Boxtown and talk about the pollution in South Memphis. Then they headlined a rally for Pearson, who was running for the 9th. What's been gnawing at me is that AXI isn't in the 9th, it's in the new District 5. That's my race. So riddle me this. If yesterday was really about the people breathing that air, why wasn't a single District 5 candidate invited? I thought, and somebody told me it was, and they was on stage. So I don't know who that was, y'all. I had been out in the heat all day. Just not one of us got a call And I think I know why. He didn't want to share the spotlight. It was his thing. You know what? That's what really pissed me off. It was his congressional kickoff. Have your own. Invite those people. I mean, if they want to come, they'll come. You don't know any Congress? See, here's the problem that I want to stop here. Here's the problem that I say a lot of people gonna have with Justin Pearson. Justin Pearson has that national appeal. Okay, that no other candidate in the District 9 race has. Okay, he has those connections. And Miss Priestley and Summer Lee and AOC, they talked about it. AOC said the work of Justin Pearson is what brought her to Memphis. This was her first time, and I had some great reservations. I had sat there and prayed. I said, Lord, this woman said, this is my first time ever coming to Memphis. I said, Lord, hallelujah. Don't let these folks do nothing stupid while this woman here. I just had to pray over the city at that point. When she said that, because I had never known that she hadn't been to Memphis before. So that lets you know that he'll be able to carry a national interest into what we have here in Memphis and Shelby County. Now, another thing that people had to fact check you on is that before they carved up the 9th Congressional District, AXI was in the 9th Congressional District. Number one, Miss Hurley. So I don't know where you're getting your facts from. That just recently changed, not even a couple of months. And this fight for AXI has been going on for years. And then on top of all of that, he's still the representative for District 86, which is in that area. So why all of a sudden should he stop the fight just because he didn't exercise these congressional districts being carved up like that? I think that's not making any sense. But then on top of that, there are other data centers that are trying to be placed across the state and in other states. So he's fighting. So if you go back to your platform, Ms. Hurley, and you will look, if you want national data privacy laws and federal data center transparency, you're going to have to be able to work with other congressmen and congresswomen and state and U.S. senators and U.S. senators and presidents and people across the country to get that kind of legislation passed. So you throwing a temper tantrum about you not being personally invited, the whole community was invited. So are you feeling some type? See, these are the kind of questions that I want to ask you. Are you feeling some type of way because you wasn't individually invited? And the whole rally wasn't about AXI. It was about police brutality, which affects every community in Shelby County. It's about that jail, which affects every community in Shelby County. Since we're talking about South Memphis, I would love to know your insight on the defense depot. I would love to know that. Since you're talking about South Memphis, which since my grandmother, that was one of my grandmother's fights. And y'all, I know everybody, and thank to everybody who commented on that post. Yeah, that was my grandmother's last video that she ever recorded, you all. When I was running for school board, she was so proud. And you could see Dunbar Elementary standing right behind us, and she helped keep Dunbar open. And she used me to do it. But that was one of her fights. And all the people that I grew up in South Memphis, Lois D. Barrett, Janet Hooks, Johnny Mae Peters, who lived in Walker Homes, and who was near ASI. I told y'all Ground Zero was their defense depot. and all that stuff that was promised and wasn't promised. That's the reason why we got a big problem with what's going on over here in Orange Mound. That they didn't gave these folks a 50-year pilot over here in Orange Mound and sold Orange Mound out for 50 years. I bet you didn't know that, did you? I bet you didn't know that, did you? So, Ms. Hurley, I don't understand your rationale behind that, because when you come with stuff like that, you come with facts. Because you could have went and hit that QR code just like everybody else, been there at 5 o'clock like I was, standing in line, and went on inside. See, what you're showing me, I can't find nothing about your background other than you didn't have podcasts and everything else. I don't see too many things that you have done in the community for me to get behind you as far as being in that 5th Congressional District, which includes parts of South Memphis, which is where I grew up. Because I have many questions about you. Where were you when we were fighting at Defense Depot and the Edge Board came in there and stole all that money? Where were you? Where were you? I got a real big problem with that. And I only asked one question that seemed to have triggered you. I said, "What? Isn't he still the representative of the area?" So he's still in his official capacity as a state representative. So I don't get it. I don't get it. And then now I'm going to some of the comments because people were talking about AXI. You want to fight against AXI, but you using AXI. I told somebody that the other day. You want to fight against AXI, but you using AXI. Miss Hurley, I mean, I done gave you all the free press that you need up here today. I think it was a publicity stunt, to be honest with you, y'all, because we got a lot of folks pulling a lot of that around here. I think it was a publicity stunt. That's what I think it was. And she has some supporters up on here talking about, I hope you trump them in the primary. You're the most honest candidate I've seen. I mean, but she wasn't honest about this. Somebody asked her, have you asked him directly why? I've come to believe that only one of the Democrats are good. Now, let me not start talking about the Democrats, because y'all know we got some shit brewing in the Democratic Party, Shelby County Democratic Party. And you really got people confused. That's not what their rally was about. It was about a lot of things that affect a lot of Tennesseans nationally. That's what the rally was about. AXI affects us nationally. It was that candidates, his was not wrapping around my mind while all these folks out here making these comments in your support. Here's not the thing that's wrapping around my mind. It was not a rally for AXI. I don't get it. We talked about everything. We talked about the unsafe task force killing folks. We talked about police brutality. We talked about all of this affects us on a national level. So, Miss Hurley, have a rally and invite those people down here. Just because they came down here and the same things are affecting their neighborhoods, why don't you get on the horn, like one of your supporters said, get on the horn, call them, and say, hey, would you come to our rally? Would you come let us visit? Because at the end of the day, he is still the state representative for the state of Tennessee in that particular area. At the end of the day. Just because he's running for Congress in another district and the district wasn't chopped up on his behalf, because AXI was still in that district before they redistricted. I don't understand how people think, you all. I don't understand that. But anyway, Y'all, it's time for the favorite part of everybody of the show for everybody. It's time for the wall to kiss the whole ass. And it's been a lot of motherfuckers going on this week and a lot of shit going on this week, y'all. And it's been a record number of nominees coming in, a record number of votes coming in. And y'all, it could take somebody doing one day of fuck shit to have this shit turned upside down. And when you think the wall is finna go one way, it'll turn around. Somebody will fuck up and do some fuck shit, and folks start calling in and texting in and inboxing in. And y'all, that's exactly what the fuck happened. Perfect segue. I might be giving away too much because you know I always give the top 3 contenders. Honorable mentions, you all. I had a couple of people calling in, wanted their boyfriends on the wall. I had one man call in, wanted his wife on the wall, said she cheated on him with his boss at work. This is in another city, and it happened in Memphis. But these are the kind of mail, and I'm going to start reading some of my mail that I get to my emails and let y'all know kind of some of the people across the country who watch me, because I got to get them some clout. All the way from Baltimore, Maryland to Compton, California. Let me tell you this. Contender number 3. Y'all. Current state senator, District 33, London Lamar. Y'all, when she had that damn town hall, everybody say, you know, that was the nail in the coffin for them. That was, because here's my thing. How you go? And I talked to Nehemiah about it. Nehemiah, look, I've given my position on what London look as her constituent, what she has done and what she has not done for this community. And it's found like maternal health. I'm trying to explain to him maternal health is important. He was talking about Planned Parenthood and all this other stuff. Y'all, I wasn't a fan of them reversing Roe versus Wade, because I'm not going to tell a woman to do what to do with their body. Point blank and simple. Oh, where you're pro-life or you're pro this, that, and the other. No, I'm pro-choice. I'm a human rights activist. For those who all want to understand what my title is, I am a human rights activist. So I believe that you should do whatever you want to do, whatever makes you feel comfortable. If you LGBTQ or you or whatever it is that you're doing out here in this community, that is your business. Amen. 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 Now, contender number 2. Y'all gonna try to get her a permanent place on this wall. Board member Tawana Murphy, with your setting up your car stealing ass. That motherfucker was repossessed again, and they allegedly, and nothing is, and whatever you say about that, and then tried to blame the Memphis Lift on it. Sarah Compton them had my car stole, just like Dr. Fakers had your car sold, but my good fella down there testified in the goddamn courtroom that he repossessed the shit. Come on, y'all. Y'all got to see how it would. Y'all, I'm going to say this last thing about Tawana Murphy, and I'm going to say it, y'all. God bless her, but she got mental health issues. Undiagnosed. And until we get that together, that's all that it is. If somebody keep on stealing your car, stop pissing folks off. You all, and the winner. Y'all, this changed, y'all, I swear, in like one day. And everybody started blowing me up, talking about put on the wall. Just put on the wall. So, you all, without further ado, the winner of the Wall to Kiss the Whole Ass for this week of the Sunday afternoon sessions is none other than congressional candidate District 5, Miss Rachel Hurley. Y'all, that wall can change at any minute. It went out with folks out here doing fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? So, Rachel Hurley, on behalf of the citizens of the city of Memphis, and probably some of your constituents in District 5, they have told you on behalf of the viewers of this show to kiss the whole ass. And then it was one thing that somebody had brought to my attention, Rachel Hurley, that you had did when we was at the LGBTQ candidate forum, and you just blurted out and called them folks queers. It was really offensive what you said, because people were sitting up there, they were buzzing when you said that. Well, we're talking about queers, so that's what we call them, queers. Are you even from Shelby County? Where are you from? I couldn't find no information about where you from. You talked about a lot about the places where you live, like Nashville, Memphis, you live, but where are you from? So, because that sparked my interest when somebody said that you called them folks queers. That was kind of offensive, but people were buzzing around, But anyway, Miss Rachel Hurley, you caused this whole wall to change, so they asked me to put your ass on the wall. So you on the wall, and on behalf of everybody, you can kiss the whole ass in that order. So, you all, it's been good. It's been great. Y'all know I always send y'all out with a laugh, don't it? Y'all know I do that. I do it all of the time. All of the time. I send y'all out with a laugh. Okay? I do all the time. I definitely do that all the time. So I send y'all out with a laugh. So y'all know I like crank phone calls. So your laugh gonna come from a crank phone call. I usually put up jokes and stuff like everything else. I'm just telling y'all can laugh out. Y'all can laugh all y'all want to. I'm just talking about that woman caused this whole wall to change, baby, by that stupidity that she put up there. I'm just saying, I gave her an opportunity to come on here and explain herself. And if you are a candidate running for office, I got one more show. Before the general election on the 6th. So if you're a candidate and you want to come on here and present your platform, we'll give you time. Reach out to me. I got a couple of candidates that already reached out to me. So we got to do the August 3rd edition, which is the back to school edition. We're going to make that a 2-hour position. Congratulations, Rach. Oh my God, Maddie. Don't y'all start. Lord, have mercy, Lord. Have mercy on my soul. Y'all getting started. Anyway. Lord have mercy. I forgot to do that. So she said, "Congratulations, Lord have mercy. Y'all show y'all don't get no Memphis than that. It don't get no more Memphis than that."
Speak with Wanda, please.
Speaking.
Wanda, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Johnny Hurston. I'm one of the academic advisors and student counselors up here at Community College. Where your daughter goes, your daughter Barbara.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, I spoke with Barbara in regards to her sister, Elise. Now, her sister just gave birth to a little baby. Said the name was Sierra. And I'm just want to talk to you as two adults as to why you have these two women in your house and one of them getting pregnant. I don't want that to happen to Barbara because you done already raised Elise wrong. She ain't married.
What your name is?
My name is Johnny Hurston.
Mr. Hurston.
Yes, ma'am.
And you asking me why is one of my daughters getting pregnant, you don't want the other one to get like that?
Well, I'm just trying to look out for Barbara because when them kids having babies, it's harder to get their education. And see, you done already raised one heifer. I don't want you to raise two.
I raised a heifer.
Well, she
ain't want Barb to get pregnant.
Yeah, I don't want her to be no hoe either.
You know what? I think you dialed the wrong number. I'm trying to hold my composure, but it's getting to a point where I'm getting ready to open up the back door and I'm gonna light your ass up, and you ain't gonna never call here again about Barbara or Elise.
Well, take your ass out that back door then. If you want to, I'm trying to be civilized about this.
I'm gonna whoop on your ass. You got that? Because if you ever call my house again about my daughters or how I raised or
she got pregnant under your watch. She got pregnant at the house.
She got pregnant under my watch?
She got pregnant at your house.
At your ass under my watch. How about that?
Baby, I'll whoop your ass like I was. Hello?
The person you called is no longer on the line.
Hello?
Babe, I'm trying to be an adult about this, baby.
You ain't no damn adult. You ain't no adult.
I'm one of the
asshole.
I'm just trying to figure out why she named the baby Sierra after the R&B singer. The baby probably looked like Bobby Brown.
don't know you, and you gonna wish you ain't never met me. That's what you do.
Look, Wanda,
The
I'm
man
just trying
said
to be
the baby
civilized.
look like
Call
Bobby
me
Brown.
Wanda, goddamn it. You don't know me.
Babe, I'm trying to do this for your daughter, Barbara. I'm doing this for
You
Barbara.
got a damn thing to do with Barbara.
I do.
She came out of my asshole. You ain't got a damn thing to worry about her education. Matter of fact, I want your name and fucking address so I can have your ass fired. And I'm out the back door. I wish the fuck you was there. I'll turn your ass a new asshole.
Now I see where she gets it from because
Well, maybe you do, damn it.
it ain't too late for your daughter, Barbara. It's too late for Elise.
My ass.
She's a
Barbara's ass, kiss Sierra's ass, and kiss Woo-Woo ass. You got a lot of ass kissing to do.
Elise is already a skeezer. I'm just trying to save Barbara from the same fate. If you keep threatening me, I might have to go to the trunk and get that act right.
When I get through with your fucking ass, you gonna have tire tracks problems.
Babe, I'm talking about a Mossberg sawed off. What you
I
talking
don't
about?
give a shit what you got. They made one, they made two. I make your ass eat that shit. Cause see, I'm one of them niggas that don't believe shit. And I'm gonna kick your ass until you turn to one. Cause you sound like a fucking Oreo. I'm a mean bitch. And you don't want to fuck with me. And you don't want to call my damn house no more.
In that
Okay, well,
order.
I'll tell you who I am for real, baby. My real name is comedian Roy Wood Jr. How you doing this morning, Wanda?
I'm fine.
I'm sorry for pranking
But
you.
that ain't the way to play with me.
Woo, baby. He said the baby look like Bobby Brown. I'm trying to tell you. The man said the baby look like Bobby Brown. Y'all, I hope something I did today put a smile on your face or informed your brain. This is the professor. I love you all. I love you all to death. Thank you for supporting me, for supporting my nephews, for supporting my family. You all during these all times. And I'm going to keep on doing the work for this community and for everybody. I love y'all with the love of God. Remember, go and follow me on all platforms. Go and follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and just go on and hit that follow button, y'all. Go on and hit that follow button. Go on Instagram, hit that follow button. Go on Facebook, hit that follow button. Go on TikTok, hit that follow button. And subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can always go back and watch the episodes of the Sunday afternoon sessions on YouTube. You all, now you are something else. Y'all, I love y'all with the love of God. And remember, if nobody else loves you, the Most High does. And so do I. And from Teen Town to the underground, it always and forever will be hashtag. This one is for the people. I'll see you next time. All right, YouTube. See you next time.